"Do you have any idea what you've gotten yourself into, Jake?" the man whispered, his voice sharp as a blade. Jake's grip tightened on the folder in his hands. His heart pounded like a war drum. This wasn't just about missing money anymore. This was bigger, darker. Before he could react, the warehouse doors slammed shut behind him. A shadow moved in the corner. And then, cut to black. What had Jake stumbled into? And would he make it out alive? Stay tuned for the full story. The rain hammered down like 1,000 fists against the windshield, blurring the world outside into a mess of gray and shadow. Jake gripped the steering wheel of his beat-up taxi, the engine coughing like it might give up any second. His eyes burned from exhaustion, his back ached from hours of driving, and his hands trembled, not just from a cold, but from the weight of a life that felt like it was slipping through his fingers. Once, he'd been someone, Jake Harper, the sharp accountant with a corner office and a future. Now, just a single dad in a faded jacket, chasing fares to keep the lights on in a crumbling apartment for his little princess, Sophie. Lightning cracked the sky, illuminating the empty streets. It was past midnight, and Jake hadn't eaten since noon, just a stale sandwich grabbed between passengers. Sophie was waiting at home, probably asleep on the couch under that threadbare blanket she loved, her tiny 6-year-old frame curled up with her stuffed bunny. He pictured her face, those big brown eyes, that gap-toothed smile, and it was the only thing keeping him going. He'd promised her a better life, but every day felt like a lie. The radio crackled with static, cutting through his thoughts. "Jake, you out there?" It was Marty, the taxi stand owner, his voice gruff as always. "Got a late one for you. Big tipper. Don't screw it up." Jake sighed, rubbing his eyes. "Yeah, I'm on it. Another fare. Another $1. Another night of pretending he wasn't drowning." The passenger was a tall man in a tailored coat, his polished shoes gleaming despite the storm. He slid into the back seat with an air of quiet arrogance, barking an address that Jake recognized instantly. Crestwood Heights, the kind of neighborhood where the houses looked like castles, and the people didn't know what a late rent notice felt like. Jake glanced at the man in the rearview mirror, clean-shaven, expensive watch, a life Jake used to touch but could never grab again. The drive was silent except for the rain and the occasional ping of the man's phone. When they pulled up to the villa, its iron gates swung open like a scene from a movie. Warm lights spilled from the windows, mocking the cold emptiness of Jake's own life. "Keep a change," the man muttered, tossing a crumpled 50 through the partition before disappearing inside. Jake stared at the bill, his stomach twisting with something bitter, jealousy,